Hello class, welcome to the tutorial on calculating significant figures. So here are our rules. We said that all non-zero, so that means numbers 1 through 9, are significant. Trapped zeros are also significant. So in this example, that zero caught between 100 and 1 is significant. So trapped zeros count. Zeros before the decimal point that follow non-zero digits are significant. So an example here would be 100 with a decimal. So the 1 is significant, and these zeros are because they come before the decimal and because they follow a significant figure. 4. Zeros after the decimal point that follow non-zero digits. So an example here would be 100.00. Because they follow this decimal point and they trail behind the significant figure, they are counted. So here are some examples, and we're going to go through and calculate the number of significant figures in each example. Starting with number 1, 3,401. So the first thing you should do, anytime you see a number 1 through 9, it is significant. So we are going to put a little check. 3, 4, and 1. This 0, because it's trapped between two significant figures, makes it significant too as well. So this first one has only 4. Let's look at number 2. So 2 and 1 are significant because they are non-zeros. Now let's look at the zeros. These zeros do not become, they're not trapped. They do not become before a decimal point. They are not following a decimal point. These are what we call trailing zeros. So they are not significant. So when you're reporting how many significant figures there are in the number 2,100, there are only 2. Now in 3, we have 2,100.0. So this decimal place is going to make a difference. 2 and 1 are significant. In the example above, these two zeros were trailing, but now they come before a decimal point that follows, and they follow significant numbers. So these two would count. This 0 at the end comes after a decimal point, and it follows a non-zero digit, so it does count too as well. So in this example, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So number 4, 5 is not a 0, it's between 1 and 9, so it counts. These two zeros come after a decimal point, and they follow a significant number, a non-zero digit. So they are counted too as well. So we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's look at number 5. This is when we have to start remembering what makes a 0 significant or not. The 4, the 1, and the 2 are significant because they are non-zeros. These zeros out front are not trapped. This one does come before the decimal point, but it does not follow a non-zero digit. So this 0 does not count. It's actually called a leading 0. The zeros behind the decimal point, they follow a decimal point, but they do not follow a non-zero digit. So they are also called leading zeros and are not counted. So we only have 1, 2, 3. Let's take a look at number 6. 6 is similar to number 5. These zeros out front are leading. So they are not considered significant when reporting our calculations. The 4, the 1, and the 2, as before, are non-zero, so they are significant. Now we have this 0 at the end. This 0 is significant because it comes after a decimal point, and it follows a non-zero digit. So this would be significant. So now we have 4. Let's take a look at number 7. So I'm going to go ahead and check mark the 6, and I'm going to check off the 1, because I know for certain that they are significant. Let's take a look at this second 0. This is a trapped 0. It is caught between two significant numbers, so it is significant as well. Note that unless a 0 is trapped, the only other time it is significant is when there is a decimal point shown. So either it comes before a decimal point and it follows a non-zero, or it's after a decimal point and follows a non-zero digit. These zeros at the end, there is no decimal point. There is no significant number in between them to make them trapped. These last 4 are actually called trailing. So I'm only marking them out because they are not significant, not because they are not still there. Our original number was 6,010,000. So in the number 6,010,000, there are only 1, 2, 3 significant figures. So now what I'd like you to do is work on a few on your own and have me check off. So I'm going to mark this part off. I'll give you a couple to work on yourself. So do these on a sheet of paper and have me come check you off. Remember to follow the rules along the way. So for example 1, so example 1 is 713,005. So tell me, how many significant figures are in this value? Now number 2, 0.006075. And the third example you're going to do 398,007.00. So work on those and have me come check you off.